everyone, and welcome to Rival Bros, where the shit literally hits the fan. Rival Bros, I am your host, as always, Timucin, representing Liverpool over here, and Edip is here with Manchester United, the black sheep of the family. So there's a lot to talk about. We found out a lot of things. We found out something that we never would think we would find out, that beating Wolves is not for everybody. We did find that out today, earlier today. So actually, United has played two games since we last did the episode. So we'll do kind of like a general overlook of our teams first. Manchester United won, Newcastle 0. That was a big win. And
Yeah.
honestly, it was, I felt, I want to get your take, but last week when we talked about the Villa game, I agree with you that, United deserve to get something out of that, maybe like a point or something like that. I felt the same way about Newcastle in this one. They just like kind of peppered the second half. They probably deserved a goal out of it. But United gets a big win there. And then there's a big disaster today. Mind you, we were near that disaster, but just watching the game, it just felt like it wasn't even like close where you could say United really deserved to win that one. But what's your take? Two games in the books, 4
Well,
points.
I think yesterday's for me, yesterday's game,
Oh, that's right.
The Wolves game. We didn't do enough to get anything out of it, and we could easily have lost that game
Yeah.
as well. And I think that was one game too many for the guys, and for the formation and the personnel that we sort of um, put on the pitch. They seemed lost yesterday against a team who played with more zest than usual, because recently we have played Wolves away recently.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the team was like, yeah, well, this game is okay, after, especially after the Newcastle game. Newcastle seemed to play more with the ball and put more balls into the box. But I think there was a shot that Lamar saved in the 78th minute, and it was the second shot on target after 12 minutes. So Newcastle, I don't know if Newcastle did enough, because Gordon had a terrible game.
It was
They were all
horrible,
over the place. Yeah,
brutal.
they were
Yeah.
all over the place. So we seemed more organized. We could have conceded, but you could feel that sort of, the team was there, concentrated, defending well, helping each other, which none of it was there yesterday. I mean, Dorgu scored from an offside in the last sort of dying
Yeah.
minutes. We could have sort of stole that away from Wolves, but by the way, they were so joyful after the game. Yeah, that's a New Year's gift from Old Trafford to the next year's championship team. We missed a great chance. I mean, these are the games, because we would be above Chelsea, or
Yeah.
tying with Chelsea in points, which in the beginning of the season was not foreseeable at all. So
Yeah.
I think they are doing a decent job, but it goes to show you again. Um, I'm not going after the keeper too much today, but if you make a midfield of Fernandez, and then Casemiro, and then a fall down to Ugarte, or even Martinez, we use there. You are not doing a great service to building a team at all.
Yeah. I think,
So I think it goes back to square one again. I mean, if you try to sort of button your shirt and make a mistake, then it catches you up at some point.
I mean, dude, there was a scene. I mean, I watched the second half of the game today because I was kind of like bouncing around different games. The Chelsea Bournemouth game was actually like a fun watch. So I was more looking at that. And then I switched to your guys' game because it was one of the later games. So I watched the second half. And we even talked about this on WhatsApp. I mean, what was that? Like 75th minute or something like that? Casemiro gets the ball. I really don't think either one of us at this age would have looked any slower if we were pushing with the ball. I mean, it literally looked like he looked old, dude. It was
Yeah,
hilarious. The
yeah,
other guy, they walked and caught up to him. I'm like, what the hell? He looked so, and you could tell that was my question, I guess. Like that's I was more shocked. It's probably because it's Wolves. Because I felt, we just beat Wolves 2-1. And that
yeah,
was very comfortable, great play first half 2-0. And then you concede a stupid goal, you panic a little bit, then you start getting tired. And then Wolves they really have nothing to lose, like a wounded animal. Honestly, they should. That was one thing I noticed today. They played a lot more braver
yeah,
earlier compared to against Liverpool because I don't at this point they need 3 points. I mean, I know they celebrated like crazy yesterday because maybe it was unexpected, but at this stage, a point is not getting you very far. They need to start getting 3 points, 3 points. But they might consider it, hey, we get a point away, we get 3 points at home or something like that. But either way, I felt like you're watching that game in the second half, it was like it looked pretty darn even. Either team could have scored. But
yeah.
yeah, it's hard to tell what United is trying to do. But I was going to ask you about how toxic Old Trafford was. Is that because it's Wolves? Because I would have thought because of the recent results, plus they've had some late winners and stuff. Like you talked about it that they don't quit anymore and stuff. Are you surprised it was? I thought it was over the top toxic, like the
Yeah.
entire second half almost.
I think well, on the Wolves side, there's your game, and before then, I was just checking that the
Arsenal,
Arsenal game, wasn't it,
yes,
in the Emirates? They were almost getting a point from there too.
yeah,
If they didn't concede. So I think it's a build-up of things they can feel, especially over the festive season. They can put a few passes together, sort of play together, and sort of get into positions and use the channels and everything. So it's a positive. For them, especially for next year.
yeah,
So I'm not even considering they are going to save the day, but I think they will be. They have decided to go down with a fight, which is fair on them. We beat these guys 4-1 away, and that was the easiest game for a while
yeah,
for United. So the Old Trafford yesterday, especially after Newcastle and all these hard games, I think they came with an expectation of a walkover,
yeah.
and
Especially with the early
and
goal too, I guess.
exactly. So I mean, the and a zigzag at that as well. Oh, this is our night. Even zigzag can score. So I think the the. The team's psychology is, yes, we found the goal and this is Wolves. We can sort of keep this and get back at them, and quick counters. We can do two or three in the second half. But the goal came at the most critical time, isn't it? I mean, it was crying out that the goal was coming, and it
Oh,
came
okay.
right on the halfway point, and I think there Old Trafford said, "Ah, this is too much," um, and I'm always criticizing, as you know, if you are there, you have to support the team. You don't have to luxury and you have to pass there and stuff. I mean, you're not the manager, you're not the coach. You're there to shout your heart out, or just shut up
Yeah,
when you're there. But you can also feel when you're in the stand, well, when you're watching on TV, that the team is there with you or not. And yesterday, the team was not there. The team just shut off after the Xerxes goal and said, "Yes, this is it. We can
See,
just
we
sort
always
of
talk about this because we talk about it for like Anfield games as well. Like it's the chicken or it's the chicken and the egg, right? Like who's
yeah,
gonna start it? Like people say, oh, like the fans. Well, somebody on the pitch has to give him something, but then shouldn't you be supporting the guys on the pitch so they do give you something? So it's like a chicken and egg kind of a deal. But and I know people blame. We've talked about this on many podcasts where when it's really quiet, the tourist gets the blame, right? There's
yeah,
so many tourists. That's why, like, they're just too busy taking pictures and stuff. I mean, it's the same percentage of tourists in a Wolves game as opposed to the Newcastle game, but it's just
exactly.
a matter of like how much into it the fans are. I think that's part of it. I felt the same thing with the Liverpool game to a certain extent, especially after the first half was 2-0 and it was very well played. The disappointing part was like second half, Liverpool came out like they just had to walk around in 45 minutes and go home. Whereas,
Exactly.
you just
That's
can't
it.
play
Yeah,
like that. Whereas it felt like, yeah, maybe United. I did not watch most of the first half. I did not see the goal. I know you were critical of the goalie for the Wolves goal, and the Liverpool Wolves game had such like a lot of like emotion to it because of like the Diego Jota stuff like before the match and all that. So there was a lot more to that game to keep the fans. We talked a lot about the podcast in terms of Chiesa starting. Like when fans get a player they want to see starting, it's a lot more to get them in the game at the same time. So there was a lot of things to keep the fans in. It just felt like it felt, having not seen the first half, that's why I'm asking you, like, is it deserved that it was so toxic over there? Because I felt it was over the top on the 50th minutes. People already and stuff like that, like in every bad pass.
yeah. I think. Well, I don't think it ever deserves to be like that for any team. Even the Wolves fans there. I mean, they are at 2 points, 2 points after 17 games, and they still travel to Manchester to
Yeah,
support the team. Uh, and I think it's shameful of the Manchester fans. Uh, I'm sure they say it over here as well for Fenerbahce. They are impatient now. They can't be successful for many years, and shut the fuck up. Just sort of don't watch your team. Go and support another team, because supporting a team actually involves this. But as you say, it's the chicken and egg situation has deteriorated a little bit, I think, because now the team has to get the people up and running, because they are not really supporters, they are not tourists, they are customers. I think that's
that's a
and the
big part
clubs.
of it, I
Well,
think.
that's the
One,
chicken and egg, isn't it? The
yeah.
clubs made the fans customers, and now the customers are not happy with the product, so they complain. That's it. They are not
I think
supporters
that,
anymore.
yeah, the money makes a bigger difference over the years, I think, because
Yeah,
you go to McDonald's, you're probably not as picky about your food as you are when you go to a fine dining restaurant and you're paying $50 a plate. Your shit better be good because I'm paying a
exactly.
lot of money over here. And not to mention, well, you don't have like waiters who get $1 million
Yeah,
serving the food either. So I think the money the guys on the pitch are getting and the money you're paying to go watch them or wear the jersey and stuff like that, I think kind of, yeah, makes people a bit more customerish, bit more Karenish in their response to things. And like I say, I think a big part of it was the fact that it was Wolves and they went there for a feast. And then
yeah.
when they were like, just served hors d'oeuvres, they were like, what the hell is going on? And then people were like, we're
Yeah,
upset.
not even that. Some sort of spoiled
Just
bread and
water
some
at the
water.
table.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. And the other thing is, th- although they are paid millions, there are a lot of tired legs and a lot of tired minds, I think, at this time of year for the especially the big teams. Wolves,
Yeah.
as you say, they're playing for something else now, and it's almost like an amateur. thing. We will not go without a fight, and that sort
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah, yeah.
So they have a lot more to play for. And as for United, in the big scheme of things, you would think they would be a lot more, and that's where the fans, I think, are pissed off. You would think being the fourth place just before the New Year's would be enough motivation for the guys to play, and the game that they could easily win.
But okay, I'm not saying this just just to be a jerk and like take a jab at United, but the United players, because you said especially the big teams, and I'm not saying this is a joke, but United players don't really have any more excuse to be more tired than Wolves players. Because it's not like,
No,
Villa, City, Liverpool, Arsenal, you can be like, these guys play 3 days, Champions League here, that, there, and stuff. But really, United players are only playing once a week, kind of like the Wolves
no,
players. I
no,
think
no,
it
no,
kind of
not
takes
not
that
not
excuse
really,
away.
not at this time, not at this time. I mean, since a week they played two games. You just
But they're
said.
not playing more than Wolves, is what I'm saying.
No, 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 exactly. But the thing is, I didn't say
Because I think
tired
with the
in the
other
legs
teams, it's
only.
accumulation. Like,
Yeah,
the injuries and stuff, you give it to accumulation. You say, this is too many games for these guys, tired legs and stuff like that. But with United, they're playing the same number of games as Wolves, ultimately.
yeah. But I didn't say just legs. I said tired legs and tired minds.
But that's still like not an excuse to have tired minds for United players to have tired minds, is my.
Yes, because they are supposed to be working in a luxury restaurant, as you say. That's the thing, isn't it? Because then it goes back again to what I said, because of the way the squad is built up or engineered. You had one player who is, yeah, in his day, yeah, he's a very talented guy, and if you pull that out, maybe some of the toxicity sort of went away. But then again, you see, you have Casemiro, who can't actually sort of dribble
It
for
was so
a
funny,
counter.
dude. I was dying.
Yeah, I mean, he couldn't move for his life. That's not acceptable, and that is not acceptable for the fans as well. I mean,
Yeah.
I was furious in front of the TV yesterday, because yesterday, as you say, there is no excuse. There is no excuse, even if they're tired in the minds, in psychology, in whatever, to beat Wolves and to be fourth before the New Year's, which would be a fair result, a
Oh,
successful
yeah.
result. So yeah, I'm pissed off too, to be
And I
honest.
think, it would be one thing if they huffed and puffed, just couldn't get one over the line. It wasn't like that at
No,
all. It
they
was
didn't
just
try
very
at all.
open. And it was an open game. Like we were saying, this is semi fun. It was very poor football being played, like very
Yeah,
scrappy, a lot of misplaced passes and stuff, which made it even more open because there were so many misplaced passes and stuff like that. But yeah, that Casemiro thing, I literally chuckled. I literally laughed out loud because I'm like, that is so funny that he cannot. Like he
yeah,
could not run because I was like, oh, that'd be me. Like it was just like it couldn't be any worse if we were out there. Okay, a couple of
exactly.
teams I'm going to ask because obviously a lot has changed now. Suddenly we are fourth with a game in hands, thanks to some weird results over here. So Villa obviously gets a huge win, but then today they get kind of destroyed by, well, yesterday for you, they get destroyed by Arsenal, but they're
Yeah,
still up there. Obviously, like still above Liverpool in terms of points and stuff. But what I was going to ask you is, especially Chelsea, which I feel is probably, we talked about before. Somebody actually asked in one of the morning shows, are they overperforming or underperforming? I think it's definitely, I was saying under, and it's definitely the under now.
yeah,
Where are you at with Chelsea? Because
yes,
another two
definitely.
points lost today.
Yeah, I mean, again, we were talking about this from the beginning. Chelsea is always there. If I mean, I can understand the people not overperforming, but you would expect Chelsea to be thereabouts in
Especially
the
with the
beginning
money
of this.
spent.
Well,
repeatedly.
that's been going on for years, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really, they have tons of players. They try to sort of rent out and that sort of thing, and they had huge numbers of players
Yep.
playing
They're like seven
as.
goalies at one point.
Exactly. Yeah. So, they have been spending a lot of money and keep ending there. I think they should be going for a PSG formula sort of thing at
Yeah.
some point. Because they have some talented players, but I think too many choices, not enough motivation in the club, the atmosphere. I don't know what's wrong. And frankly, I don't care. And I think they will be they are a Tottenham with a lot more money. I think that's that's how
Hmm.
I place.
I mean, today, because like I say, I watched that one before I switched. It wasn't as toxic as Old Trafford's. People were
No.
clearly not content, but it wasn't as toxic like from the fans. I think it goes
Mm.
back to we see the struggles that Liverpool has this year when you make so many changes, regardless of how much money is spent and how good of the players that are coming in are. There is an adjustment period. I feel like every time you feel like Chelsea is like, okay, we're almost there. We just need two pieces. They go get 10 pieces and
Yeah.
start all over
Exactly.
again. 10 pieces again, 10
That's
pieces
it.
again. There's no way. I thought like right before they canned Pochettino, he kind of was almost putting it together at the end of the season. They changed it again. They started out well, and it relies a bit too much on Palmer at times, I think, because everybody else is new. He's the only one who's there regularly. But real quick, by the way, so is United better or worse without Fernandez? I forgot to ask you that. Now that I said Palmer, that made me think of that.
Oh, I mean, that would be unfair. That definitely worse.
Hmm.
I mean, game wise, but that would be unfair because if you build a team around a player
Yeah.
and pull them off there and say, yeah, see, you're worse. Yeah, because that's how you set up the team. So I think that's Fernandez's success to sort of keep control of that. To be honest, so I'm thinking, for example, his um, authority in the club. Uh, his effects on transfers, who's coming in, who's not coming in, who's supposed to be playing on the pitch because of
Where
his
is
open
Euro?
criticism. Yeah, exactly. So I think that is toxic. And if he plays, yeah, we play. If he is not there, see, we need Fernandez. I don't think so. And I'm saying this, as you know, from week one of this rival bros thing. You have to get rid of players like that, which my dear sir used to do all the time with a lot of success.
Yeah, I think the problem is, yeah, he's gone, but it's not like there's another guy similar to him replacing him who would be
That's
maybe
it,
not as
because you didn't
great
get him, did you?
distributing, but he would work
Exactly.
harder off the ball or something like that and bring in
Yeah.
another dimension or something. Yeah, I got you. I mean, that's what I just wondered when I said like the reliance on Palmer. What is your take on Villa?
Um. Yeah.
Well, let me
We're
ask you
not.
this way:
We're not
when the season ends, where do you think Villa will be?
fifth, sixth.
Okay, so you're saying they're
Um.
not gonna hang out over there right now? Because
No,
I
I
mean, if
think
you
I think
think, I
that.
mean, if you look at the standings right now, let me throw it back on the screen. But I mean,
Oh yeah.
there's like a big gap. Obviously, like Arsenal is at 45. City is one game less, so they could be 43. Villa has 19 games, 39. If Liverpool win tomorrow, that's distance actually would be five, which is not would be nice to have the
Yeah.
gap between 4 and 5, and then creep up, but still 4 points behind Villa. But you do think they're gonna keep dropping? Is it because of Europe or what is it? Why do you say that?
But it's coming to a point now. I think Villa. Well, I only saw because I watched our game. I only saw the highlights
Arsenal game?
for the Arsenal game. I don't know how that went, and it's coming to a time where they will be playing Fenerbahce in what
Two,
in
three
three
weeks here?
weeks.
Yeah.
In 3 weeks. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sort of watching them more closely. They will be on Saturday. They will be hosting Forests and then going out to Palace. So I think those two games will be critical for them to sort of just keep going. But if you look at their fixture from 21st, they played us, then they went away to Chelsea, both wins.
Yep.
So it might be the reason I'm saying fifth or sixth is Europe will be coming in, and I think they are a big contender of the Europa Cup
Yes.
with the football they are playing. And Champions League football is always obviously very attractive, but I don't think they will be holding against Liverpool and Chelsea. So it will be
Hmm.
Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Chelsea, and then maybe Villa.
Yeah, I mean, I do think they will drop too, despite like the points. Those were two huge wins, especially the one against Chelsea there. But I do think they will drop. I don't think they're as deep. Onana got injured today as well. I mean, he came off injured at least. And and Unai is not huge on like good rotation. Things fall apart if he does it, when he does it. He does it in unexpected ways and stuff like that. And like you say, once they keep advancing in Europe, I think they would start putting their eggs in that basket as well. It'll be too tempting to get like a European trophy. And it's not like the old days where the Champions League guys drop there and the competition suddenly skyrockets. There is not as much competition for them to go with. Okay, United's so Arsenal basically is on top now, 45. City right behind. Have you changed your mind on if City will overtake him or not? You're still saying Arsenal.
I just said that as well. Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Villa, and then maybe us,
Ooh,
and
six.
then yeah, I think we can stick around there.
Could yeah, I mean the most you guys would drop tomorrow or over these next 2 days would be seventh if Sunderland wins.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah,
No, I'm
right
I'm talking
behind
about
you.
the end of the season, obviously.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. I'm just saying, like overall, like the people behind you are Sunderland, Everton, Brentford, Newcastle.
yeah, I think we could sort of put enough points together to become six, and that's Europa spot again.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Well, at least it's Europe, so there's that.
at least is
Let-
another game, another torturous game in midweek.
well, at least yeah, you can now have an excuse for having tired legs and tired minds and
Yeah,
stuff.
I
So
know.
there's some games obviously coming up. Um, Nothing tomorrow, but on the first, Palace, Liverpool plays, Sunderland, City, and Brentford, Tottenham are on the first. So that should be interesting on New Year's Day. So we'll do our picks off of I think the week after to make it a bit more fair over here. So I'll
Yes,
throw.
but before then, we should honor the people who actually had successful picks rather
Who
than.
was your pick last week? And who was my pick last week? We really should record these. We do this every time. Because then you come over here and lie. Simon's in the house. What's going on, man? Yeah, I mean
I
it's
sided.
um yeah, who did you
Yeah,
have?
mine was today, I think, or on the first, isn't it?
No, because we didn't look at this week. We looked at last week. So who was
Yeah,
it last week?
that,
The
that that's
weekend
that's what
game.
that's what I'm saying. Okay.
So you're looking at scores now, trying to come up with
Yeah,
something
yeah,
that
I
you
know,
said
but
you predicted, so that you're right. But it's once again, it's a lie. You didn't predict anything.
yes,
So
I did.
you don't remember your prediction, dude. You're old.
I,
It's
I, I will,
excusable.
I will, I will, I will tell you about my prediction with the other prediction. I'm multitasking at the moment.
West Ham 0, Fulham 1. Was that one? Because that's an upset.
No, I think that was yours, wasn't it? No, but you said that, and I said that's not a pick.
I think I had Sunderland leads.
Yes, you had Sunderland. Did I have Everton?
Well, they're both draws, so there's no
Yeah,
winners in
I
this
know.
one.
We should note these down then.
Okay, well, let's start now. Then we'll make a
Okay,
pick.
go
Start.
on.
Well, I asked you to make a pick, and you sidetracked into a story that you don't know the end of. So now we're back.
So are we
Standing.
doing this for the first? No.
No, no, there's only 4 games, so that's why I
Okay.
feel like we
So
do the weekends.
for the weekend,
Yes. So these are the games: Villa, Forest, Brighton, Burnley, Wolves, West Ham, Bournemouth, Arsenal, Leeds, Manchester United, Fulham, Liverpool, Spurs, Sunderland, Everton,
so
Brentford, Newcastle, Palace.
let me get this first. I thought for I mean I don't know, I don't remember how it went last season, but the season before that I'm pretty sure they played this festive season like Christmas and Boxing Day and New Year's, and then they had a gap of about 10 to 15 days. I'm looking at the fixtures now. Where are these guys
There are no break.
resting?
I think they got rid of that. Wasn't that? I think they got rid of it last
Yeah,
season.
because there's the FA Cup on there, so there is no rest basically.
No rest. Keep going.
Oh,
They're getting paid all this
go
money.
on.
Damn it. That's what we're doing
Your
right now.
gladiators, yeah, go on.
Uh, Upset pick. You're the one stalling.
Oh yeah, I am. Okay. So would you consider us an upset at Leeds? I think that's a
Yes.
difficult game. You would?
Yeah, that is the freaking game. So I think Leeds wins that one, actually.
Okay, I'll go for that one then.
You are taking United going against Leeds, huh?
Yes,
Would Wolves beating West Ham be an upset?
that is a good game, isn't it? That is a good game. I think they would be eyeing that one, if that's the
Because
correct
I'm
word.
taking Wolves.
Uh,
They get their
okay,
first
I'm
win.
picking United. You are picking Wolves to win. I don't
Yes.
think that's an upset now after yesterday.
Okay, so you're cheating now. Okay.
Do you
Let's
think that's
scroll
an
down a
upset?
little bit more.
It's it's West Ham, for God's sake. I mean, they would be definitely going for this game. I don't think that's an upset.
I mean, they almost have to. I mean, that's why I was like, a point away is a good step, and now you have to start getting threes. You're way behind the 8 ball. So,
Yeah.
Brighton,
Sunderland
Burnley.
at Spurs. How do you reckon that one?
Is that an upset if Sunderland gets something out of there? I don't think
I
it is.
think so. Get something? No, gets a win.
I mean, a win is kind of like over the top on that one, I think.
Because
But
United, I'm going for a win for United. A draw wouldn't be an upset. I think a draw would be a normal.
yeah, I think a draw is like a normal. Would Forest getting something out of Villa be an upset?
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay, Forest gets something out of Villa, I think.
I'm noting this down for next week. So you said Forest
Forest gets something out of it. I don't think they're gonna
and
win, but they're
Villa.
gonna stop Villa.
What do you mean something? A point?
Yes.
Something? A few throw-ins?
I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna get up to watch that one at 6:30 in the morning, but I do expect something to come out of that.
Okay, a draw. You're
Yes,
saying. I
at
don't think
least.
that's if that's an upset. I'm not sure that's
Okay,
an
what
upset.
is an upset then? I mean, give me one
Forest
upset.
winning at Villa is an upset.
Mm, Okay, so if you go up once here, we should really define this then. You're going up, a draw is a normal result, you said, for United. So a win
Yeah.
is an upset. So
Yes.
if a Villa win is a normal result, then a draw is an upset, isn't it?
Draw is a normal result as well.
Way to turn how the tables
The,
turn.
the game at the weekend is obviously the City Chelsea game, which we are not talking about.
Yes. Actually, like I was gonna ask, we should ask the boys if you want to hop on, do like a live watch along for that one. That should be a fun
That is a
game
good one.
to watch,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah. But yeah, I'm going. I mean, you take your pick. I think Sunderland and Forest will get points this weekend.
Okay. So you're picking two.
Which one is the bigger
Yeah.
upset? You pick and you jot it down. I'll let you pick my upsets so that anything to make you
Forest
win,
could
man.
be a bigger one.
Which one?
Sunderland could get a point at Spurs. I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, so Forest is the big. Then I'm taking Forest.
Yeah. Okay. I'm taking United. What
Beating
about
Sunderland.
Chelsea? Chelsea would be an upset.
No, I don't think Chelsea's getting anything out of that. Having seen
No,
Chelsea today,
that's why it's going to be an upset.
Yeah, I don't. You are you saying it's gonna be an upset?
No,
Well,
but
okay,
if
then
you are
yeah,
taking
put your money where your mouth
if
is.
you are
Yeah.
taking two, if you are taking two each, then Chelsea would be my pick.
Starting next week, I'm just gonna get like this whole schedule, and then we're gonna pick winners for each game. How about that?
Yes, that's a good one.
Let's do that.
That
Pick
is a good
winners,
one.
get a point for every win. Gonna keep track
Yeah.
of it.
Okay.
It'll be
Good.
another thing
Yeah.
that I kick your
Definitely.
ass in because whenever we keep track, I kick ass, and then somehow the records get lost in the mix. But
Yeah. Exactly. And it's the opposite as well. If we don't,
yeah, the story of my
we only
life, people.
track.
Story of my life.
We only keep track if you're winning. That's the other way of putting it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, okay. Well, what we're keeping track of is who's beating Wolves, and Liverpool is United is not. That was kind of like interesting to
Yeah.
watch
Yeah. Well,
today. It's not for everybody, people. Wolves is tricky. But yeah, I mean, kind of happy for them. I couldn't believe like how they celebrated, like they like fought relegation off or something like that. It's almost
no,
like
but I
nice to
think
see. I'm happy people being able to be happy out of very little things.
no, I think that wasn't the big thing because that's 11 games that they're going into history uh,
I think they're
as the
already
worst.
in history. I think because they're
I
the
know
second
that
team
they. I mean,
who hasn't
I'm
won.
worse than the record there. Plus, they were very close with you guys and especially Arsenal game. That was that
Yes.
they, yeah, they already took it. That was the game with Jesus scoring at the very end,
Yep.
wasn't it? And they
Jesus and
scored
his
very late
whiny
as well.
face celebrating. I remember
They
that.
scored the drawing goal very late, almost
Yes.
88 or 89th minute. So they thought they got something there. They were coming back in your game. So I think uh, at last they are getting something. Is euphoria, and I think that's why if I was West Ham, I would be worried about that game.
Yeah, I mean that's. I think yeah, you would think they would have circled that and said this is the starting point, start the year right, and all that kind of stuff. So I mean,
Yeah,
kind of rooting for them. I'd rather see Wolves stay for some reason. That was like that was fun to see. There was some stuff. I mean, with Wolves, the whole Liverpool game, the Jota thing, the stuff they did before during the game, how the fans interacted. We were just talking. We were recording our podcast for like Fenerbahce earlier, talking about like this like the ugliness the
yeah,
politics and all that kind of stuff in sports. So when you see something like that, it's a huge. Sadly, it's a tragedy to bring out like beautiful stuff like that. But there was a lot of like nice scenes that you made, like you kind of like enjoyed watching, regardless. Probably as a neutral as well, like how the fans interacted and stuff like that. Seeing his kids go out as like as the mascots and stuff like that, it's especially. I mean, we're both parents, so that's a hard
yeah.
watch. That's a very,
That's
very
it.
difficult watch. Like seeing the joy in their faces, but at the same time knowing what's going on in the background and stuff. Yeah, that was kind of like a tough watch. And I think as you watch that and it's a tough watch, I can't help but think it has to be affecting these players day in and day out. So I know Van
Yeah,
Dijk was talking about that 20th minute does not affect them anymore. So if it affects, if it helps the fans, they can keep doing it because it was a big thing. Like, do we have to remind them middle of every game, kind of a thing? But yeah, it has to be. I mean, Van Dijk was pretty much saying like sometimes it just pops out of nowhere and there's nothing you
yeah.
can do.
It
So
is. It is. Yeah, I mean, it is traumatic, a sudden loss, and it's not as if an ex football player who's now
yes.
88 passes away. That's very unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean it has to be very, and we forget that we were talking about that. I mean, as you get older, you kind of get exposed to a lot more death and stuff. So maybe you get a bit more used to it, or just older people and all that kind of stuff. But you got to figure. I mean, we were talking when it happened. We talked a lot, obviously, over summer. But I mean, I always go back to like like these people are like Jasmine's age, and
Yeah,
like how
exactly.
much death have they even been exposed to, leave alone it's like their
That's it.
buddy. So
That's
that
it.
has
I
to
mean,
be
even
like very, very tricky.
yeah, I mean, even if you get sort of more age, I was quite affected by Chris Rea passing away.
Really?
Uh, yeah, last week. and he was 74. So that makes you think, if he's 74
True.
and I'm
Yeah.
upset. So I mean, a sudden loss like that, and for nothing, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it has to be tough. So I always say, like, when these guys are like overcritical of some of the performances and stuff like that, you just gotta bear that in mind. It has to
Yeah.
be really tough for these guys. But New Year, we kind of already gave the for United. What are you hoping for? I guess because we already gave our resolutions, and I'm sure we'll talk about it tomorrow morning. Well, now it's today actually in 9 hours when we do the morning show. But losing weight, we said. What is your United's New Year resolution? What do you wish for United?
Yeah, I think a fourth place would be a very nice Santa gift for 2026, but more like I'm hoping for a better and more clever transfer window in the summer for United to because I think we are putting a few pieces together that would be nice to see in Europe next year with a more clever, as I said, team engineering sort of thing. I think it will be a better year for United than the last. So keeping our fingers crossed for that.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I already predicted that we're going to win the Champions League, so I'm not backing off of that. I think
Sure.
we're going to go deep in that tournament. For the league, I mean, it's just unrealistic to hope for the league title. You never know, I guess. We'll see what happens over these next 2 weeks, but I'm hoping like it's going to get better and better. Every week I feel like there are a lot of things we're doing better, and as people come back and we kind of like figure out how we're going to play. I mean, you see Wirtz, and man, that's fun to watch. And there you see a lot of like promising things with Ekitike and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully, it'll be a great year for everybody. Thanks for all your support this year. I'll be back tomorrow morning in less than 9 hours with Audrey and Gordo are going to be joining us. So it will be the year's last show. It'll be the typical morning bullshits. We'll talk all kinds of stuff. So do join us then. Have a great year, everybody. We'll see you guys soon. Take care.
Happy New Year.